After opening the architectural template, you can see that we will have in the project browser all the levels that we have, ceiling plans and some elevations, and also you will see these points here which are the elevation marks, and we can start working here in the middle. So the first thing to do is to start with the grid. So I'll start here, and from the architecture tab I'll go to datum and select grid. The grid here is a smart concept that you can do as you can click and then go down wherever you want to stop and then stop it here. So this will give you the grid point. In this grid line, when you select this line, let me just press escape to escape the command itself. Now when you select this line, you have this tick here that you can click on it to add or remove this number. You can do the same thing for the other side. If you want them to be both on both sides, you can just tick this number. Also, after you're done, so let's go back to architecture. Let me just add a few more. So I'll go here, let's say 7,000, and then click here. You can see that I'm looking for this dashed line, the blue one, which is the snap point. So when I click here, it will be the same level as this one. So let's add another one. Let's say 7,000 here. I'll go down again until I get this snap point. The same thing here at the top. So these lines, you will see that the numbers are automatically added 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and these lines now, if I select one of them, you will see that it will give me this blue line. This means that it's constrained to these. So if I move it, let me just move this up, it will move all of them together. If you want to move it separately without moving the other lines, you have to unlock this constraint. So I'll just click on it. It's unlocked now. Now I can move it up or down. Okay, if I unlock it and move it down, it is now separated from the others. But when you select this dot again, if you reach this point, it will be locked again with them. Okay, so even if you unlocked it by mistake, you can easily just take it back to this line and it will work perfectly. When you're adding grids, I added these now, vertical grids. I want to add the horizontal grids. I'll do it the same way. There's no difference between the two. Okay, so I will click here and then click here to add this one. Now you will see that after 1, 2, 3, 4, it will give you 5 here. So if you want to change it to alphabetical numbers, instead of numbers you want letters, you can just click here and then change it to A. Okay, so now this is A. If you go back to architecture, select grid and continue working, let's go to 7,000 for example again, it will give you B. Okay, so I'll continue working, let's say from this side, 7,000, and then come here. Okay, so it will continue with the letters regularly, so A, B, C, let's say D, then again, let's say here again 7,000. Okay, I'll just add them and then you can change the numbers. So I press on escape to escape this, and then when you select a grid you will see these numbers here. You can just change this to 7,000 and enter, and it will give you this 7,000 exactly. The same thing here, but if I add this number here, it will move this line because I'm selecting this line. So I'll just go back and then select this line and change this to 7,000. Okay, so now they are all the same. Of course, in a grid line, you can do the grids however you want. Otherwise, it doesn't have to be, of course, very like specific dimension all over. This is up to you depending on your design. The other thing that you can do is when you select any of the grid lines, it will give you the properties here. So in the properties, we have a few things that we can change. The name here is 4 for this one, and this is something that we don't need to change. And then for the grid type, we have 6.5 bubble we have bubble with a custom gap. Let me just see the difference. You can see here the line. Okay, and this you can customize it later on. And you have this one, bubble cap. Okay, so it will be only here. You will not have this line here in the middle. So you can choose whatever type you want. For now, I'll just keep it the same. Let me just go to this one. So now they are all the same type. If I go here to edit type, whatever I do inside this window, it will edit all of them together because I'm editing the type itself, not the object only. Okay, so for example, I can select that I want the end 1 and end 2 both to have circles from here. When I click on OK, all of them will have the same thing. Even if I go to number 4 and untick it, it will be removed only for this one. But the default setting for this type is for all of them to have the bubbles. Okay, so this is something that you can change it from here. Even the symbol itself, you can change it. You have few to select from. Otherwise, we can go later on into annotate and select even more shapes. Okay, so this is how you can add your grid, and then you can start working on something else.